I'ma keep it a bean. Stick to the script every scene. These from last year, but they clean. Say to say I'ma take something else, but it's winning team. Charlie Sheen, fam gang the regime. I'm from Potty Green.
This been overdue forever. Asked me when it was dropping, said never. Should've made you cut the feather, but I designed it Freemason Margiela.
What's good, Shellitronnn here, the most spoke no joke, and I'm back out again with a brand new video. And in today's episode, we're gonna be talking about a guy on the offensive line who projects to be one of the most highly coveted players for quarterback protection in this draft. A guy who has so many good skills, but maybe lacking in one important skill that might tank his draft stock just enough that the Panthers could pick him up at number 16. I'm talking about a guy named Andre Dillard, a left tackle out of Washington State. This man is, in short, a monster. He's 6'5", 315 pounds. That is great size for a tackle. He is the perfect blindside protection asset for a rookie that you can put on your line. He's an instant starter without question. The guy has quick feet. He's strong. Throw his combine numbers real quick for me. 4.9640. I mean, at 315 pounds, 4.96. It's a wonder he doesn't have 5 seconds on the 40. I ain't worried about my tackle on the left side running 40 yards down the field in a straight line. I don't need all that. 24 on the bench press. That is good. I'm okay with that. For most positions, the bench press number doesn't really mean anything at all. It just means how good are you at bench pressing. But that's not the case for guys in the trenches, because they actually do have to use that functional strength. They actually use that motion of the bench press. So looking at bench press numbers for anything other than pass rushers, D linemen, and offensive linemen isn't really a big thing. I just want to get that out there. It's not really a big point. These other numbers down here don't really mean too much to me, but they're still like not too bad numbers for a 315-pound guy out there. So I mean, it's all right. The biggest draw about Andre Dillard is he is an amazing pass blocking left tackle. The blind side of your quarterback is the most important piece. Some might say center, but you can really argue that left tackle is most important. And this kid, Andre, is perfect with pass protection, and he really should be because he got a lot of practice with it. At Washington State, those guys loved to pass the ball. In 2018, their quarterback, Gardner Minshew, I actually don't even know who that is, threw 662 times. Just this past year, their quarterback, Gardner Minshew, threw the ball 662 times and actually completed 70% of his passes. That's not bad at all. I don't know who Gardner is, but that's not bad at all. And if you look at the rushing totals, the number one guy had 122 attempts over the whole season. The number two guy had 72. Less than 200 rush attempts between two different running backs tells you a lot about their scheme. And it goes back to 2017 as well. In 2017, Luke Falk and Tyler Helinski had between them about 700 pass attempts. And once again, the team barely cracked 200 rush attempts on the year. The point is, Washington State ain't run the ball that much, and Andre Dillard stayed there. And that's really the biggest question mark, the biggest hole in his game is run protection at the point of attack. And the unfortunate thing is, the scheme that made Andre Dillard an elite pass protector at left tackle is the same scheme that kind of negated some of the growth he could have had, some of the experience he could have gotten in run protection and run blocking, because a big hole in his game is he just isn't all that great in blocking for the run. Andre Dillard is not the best run blocker in the game. Now, you could look at highlights and see some plays where he does block very well for the run, but for the most part, the guy just is not a great run blocker. When you get to the NFL, it's a whole different beast. You're going to be going against guys who are elite at both pass rushing and, you know, setting the edge on outside runs and getting through you and exploding the run. And for anyone out there that thinks that pass blocking and run blocking is the exact same thing or close enough that, you know, oh, it's not a problem at all, you know, it's just, you can just blow it off, it's not really a big deal. It's a pretty big deal. Run blocking and pass blocking are two very different mindsets, two different sets of techniques. And without getting too far off track, I think a really good metaphor for this would be like, if you're really great at grilling steaks, but you've never grilled burgers or like shrimp before, it might take you some time to learn the right way to grill a burger or shrimp the right way. The learning curve might be there, but it's still the same kind of function, the same kind of like mindset, the same kind of properties. You're still grilling. The difference between run blocking and pass blocking would be if you're really good at grilling steaks, but now you want to try your hand at baking, you're still cooking food, you're still putting it in some heat and closing the door. It's a whole different beast, a whole different set of skills you have to hone. And it's not like going from steaks to burgers. We have to just change your technique a little bit. You have to just do a few things, just tweak a few things. You're learning a whole new set of skills. You have to learn and perfect a whole new set of skills for run blocking. And if you haven't really done that in your tenure in college, it'll take a little bit of, you know, some great coaching, to get those skills in you between the time of the draft and September. But the Panthers have an elite, one of the best, I would say, O-line coaching staffs in the league. We've turned UDFAs into all-pro guys. We've turned some guys who have come off the street into some pretty passable, some pretty decent protectors on the front line. So I would not be surprised if there is any team, any coaching staff that could do it. It could be the Panthers who are able to work with Andre Dillard's deficiencies with the run blocking and turn him into a really well-rounded guy at the left side. Our O-line will be great. Daryl Williams and Taylor Moton have to decide what they're going to do with right tackle and left guard. But that's just an issue with positioning. Our O-line would be great. It would be anchored. It would be solid. I would be very happy with that O-line. And we have really, really great, not good, great depth behind all those guys. Guys waiting in the wings who can play multiple positions. So I think our O-line would be good here. I'm not sure whether I would go for Andre Dillard over Jonah Williams. I would honestly say whoever's available there, pick him up. I don't have a preference, honestly, between Andre Dillard or Jonah Williams. Jonah's more well-rounded, but Andre is a much better pass blocker. But like I said, he does need to fix his run blocking. It's a little bit of a push there for me. You get a guy who's elite at one thing, but not really all that great at another, and a guy who's kind of more well-rounded, but is obviously a step down from what we need most in pass blocking. And for a team that has a great running back, a quarterback who can run the ball very well, and in a scheme where we do invite our receivers to run the ball a lot, or a decent amount, more so than a lot of other teams do, you do want to have an O-lineman who can block the run. So, there's a lot of things you have to go in and take into consideration and, look at with Andre Dillard. But I would not be against the team picking him up and trying to work with him in the run blocking scheme. I am 100% cool with Andre Dillard. It's a push between him and Jonah Williams for me. Doesn't really matter which one we get. But I am very high on Andre for sure. I would be okay with the team picking him up with the number 16 pick in the first round. But what are your thoughts? Do you like Andre Dillard? Do you like him more than Jonah Williams? Do you find his run blocking to be an issue? Do you think our offensive line staff can turn him into an elite or at least good, great, passable run blocker on the left side of the line? What are your thoughts? Actually, you know what? Do you think the team should even go for an offensive lineman in the first round? Would you get an edge rusher, receiver? What would you pick up there? Let me know in the comments below. And you already know to do with that like button.
Cheers to you, appreciate the chance. Been told y'all I been the man. Been told y'all I had the gift. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Real ones gonna recommend. Count this as another win.